Hey, how we doing? Welcome to Geeks and Gamers Play, and today we saw a lead software engineer from Blizzard quit the company, mostly for what seems to be like for sticking up for his employees, which, considering everything that goes on at Blizzard these days, that's actually quite admirable compared to the other things they do over there. So, Blizzard lead quits company in protest of, quote, toxic staff appraisal system. Brian Birmingham was reportedly forced to give some employees poorer grades. So he saw some of his employees being kind of lowballed in terms of their score, and he felt it was wrong and decided to quit the company over that. So a manager at Blizzard has left the company over a dispute regarding the company's appraisal system. So Bloomberg has reported that Brian Birmingham, who was a lead software engineer at Blizzard for the past 17 years, has left the company due to its stack ranking method of elevating staff. So the stack ranking method requires managers to grade staff on a curve. As part of this, Blizzard managers reportedly had to give low scores to around 5% of employees who would miss out on profit sharing bonuses money and be less likely to be considered for promotions as a result. So it sounds like a bit of a very flawed system to me. According to Bloomberg's report, Birmingham was forced to lower an employee's rating from successful to developing on the lower scale in order to meet a quota, a demand that contributed to Birmingham's decision to resign. Yeah, that sounds kind of munted to me. I think it sounded like he's made the right decision. So when team leads asked me why we had to do this, World of Warcraft directors explained that while they did not agree, the reasons given by executive leaderships were that it was important to squeeze the bottommost performers as a way to make sure everybody continues to grow. Birmingham's email to staff reportedly said, kind of fucked, but that sounds very corporate, so what you'd expect from higher-ups, especially from higher-ups at a place like Blizzard. So this sort of policy encourages competition between employees to sabotage one another's work, a desire for people to find low-performing teams that they can be best-performing worker on, and ultimately endorses trust and destroys creativity. I agree with all of that. It just sounds like a very flawed system. He then added that if this policy was reversed, perhaps my Blizzard can still be saved, and if so, I would love to continue working there. If this policy cannot be reversed, then Blizzard Entertainment I want to work for doesn't exist anymore, and I'll have to find somewhere else to work. So just on that, I'll say that that particular Blizzard that you're looking for, Brian, I don't think has existed for a while. However, since the article's publication, Birmingham has taken to Twitter to state that he believed the email quotes to be accurate, but claimed that Bloomberg had not reached out to him during the writing of the article. Describing the situation in his own words on Twitter, Birmingham wrote that, "We at Blizzard pushed back pretty hard in 2021, and I truly believe we have reversed the developing quota policy. When the sexual harassment lawsuit was revealed later last year, we saw some change following that as well, and it felt like we could make an impact on the ABK policies." So that's Activision Blizzard King policies. The realization that there's still a minimum quota for developing, despite our objections and sternly worded letters, leads me to believe that I was operating under an illusion. I hope Blizzard's positive culture can overcome the ABK poison, but it isn't succeeding in doing that just yet, and I don't think it will for quite some time. So having explained that, I will bear no ill will towards any of my former colleagues at Blizzard Entertainment. The Blizzard that I knew and always wanted to work for is being torn apart by the executives at ABK, and it makes me sad. I truly respect the developers I worked with at Blizzard. I still play Blizzard games. The developers at Blizzard are still amazing. Dragonflight and Wrath of the Lich King Classic are gems. Dragon Riding is amazing in Dragonflight, and is the Ulder Raid, I probably butchered that, and the new Titan Rune dungeons in Wrath of the Lich King. But ABK is a problematic parent company. They put us under pressure to deliver both expansions early. It is deeply unjust to follow that by depriving employees who worked on their fair share of profit. The ABK team should be ashamed of themselves. So then he goes on to call the whole thing toxic, and he says, I can't tell you whether you should boycott Blizzard games or not. How best to express your displeasure is ultimately up to you. He goes on to talk about how obviously he's not boycotting because of what he said about all this. But it seems to me that it's very clear that this ranking system over at Blizzard is a very flawed system that only benefits the higher-ups, and obviously that could be said about pretty much every corporation, but it's respectable to see someone, especially at Blizzard, prepared to walk from their 17-year job in order to stick up for their employees. So you tell me how you feel about this in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Play and check out geeksandgamers.com, and I'll see you all in the next video.